Hey riders, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do something a bit different. I'm out at Mill Creek, which is my local trail spot, and I'm going to start a series of videos with a bit of line choice, overview of features, and just what goes through my mind when I'm approaching some of the features here. This video is not aimed at advanced riders. You guys will be fine here. Most of the trails are a blue level trail, but for your more beginner or intermediates, I'll break down some of the features and I'll take you through how to best approach them. The feature I'm going to look at today is the rock roll, and it's one of our probably most famous features, and as a beginner it was one of the features that I was the most spooked by. Just a quick note on how I approach features, and it doesn't matter if it's a rock roll or a jump. My approach is that the feature's not going anywhere. So if I don't feel like I've got a good chance of rolling it, I'll leave that until I do feel like I'm riding good enough to have a really high chance of cleaning that feature. I've used this technique my entire time riding, and I don't crash that often. Maybe I don't progress as quickly as I could, but I'm a dad in my late 30s and I don't want to get hurt. Okay, we're up at the top, and this is where you go to drop in, and you can see that it's quite janky on the way through. You've got this huge rock slab, and then it goes into some rock work that has probably seen better days. And I see people, beginners especially, getting a bit spooked by this. It's not too bad, but it's not trivial. So I think the safest line is to come down here, try and hit this flat rock, and then you look where you want to go, which is between those two trees, not off to the side there, and you should just be able to line it up and roll these rocks out. This is where the A and the B line split. So the A line is on the right here. The B line, you go straight down here onto that rock work and then onto the ledge. The easiest line would be to go out onto the dirt here, to turn and then go up onto the rock, roll out the lander. But I think you can also pretty comfortably just go down the middle here, up onto the rock and down onto the lander. Again, you want to keep momentum so you're not getting stuck here, because this stuff will slow you down a little bit. And then you don't want to have such little speed that as you're reaching this crest here that you need to pedal or you stall, and you know, you might fall up the hill or down the hill. Just a bit of a note, always look to fall up the hill. Rider, nice bike. So I don't know if we caught him on video, but textbook. All right, let's give this B-line a roll. As I mentioned, aim for this flat rock, spot your exit through the trees. And I'm just keeping a little bit of a brake check on. Now, B-line's off to the left, roll in slow, keep momentum, up over the rocks, out to the exit. Now let's have a look at the A-line. A-line goes to the right here, up onto this rock ledge, and there's a bit of a compression here, and then you go up again, which is why I say it's really important just to have the right amount of speed. You don't want to be trying to crank pedals or get a half crank in here. You can stall, or you can end up with your non-preferred foot forward. So you just want to have the right speed that you can roll down this section, through the compression, up onto here, and not really touch the brakes, and then you're into the roll. So the roll itself, there's a bit of a step, and then hit the rock work and then run out. All right, so let's check out the A-line. I'm starting a bit lower, but you get the idea. Let's get our speed up a bit, rolling through the compression, spot the line you want to take off the back, and then you can brake once you're down. Smooth. With body position on stuff like this, I try to remain pretty centered, with the exception of if we're doing the top line where I'll be quite off the back. There's not really any braking involved in either of these rolls. So it's really just kind of even braking front to rear as you're keeping your speed in check coming in, and then off the brakes for the roll itself, so you've got maximum traction. Regain control as you're rolling out and slow down. So let's do the A-line one more time with a bit more speed, and then we'll have a look at the higher lineup. Come in, take a wider line in, pump it up, and we'll gap in. It's not quite Remy Metayer, but I'm happy with it. I mentioned that there is another line. I call it the AA line because it's above the A line, and it's also above the A line in technical difficulty. So I'll show you how we get into that. So we're back at the top, and rather than going left and down the rockwork, we stay up, and you can roll down there on these rocks or kind of hop up through here. There's a cool roll up. Oh. And then we're on top, so you can see B line down the bottom, A line next to the tree there, and the line we're looking at go through this tree. So I had heard of people doing this roll back in the day, and it's only been about a year since I've started doing it. So there's the A line, and what you do is you roll down this rock here, and you use the A line's transition. But the main part of the complexity is that there is a ledge halfway down, and you need to lift your front wheel over the ledge so you get a nice smooth hop onto the transition. As I mentioned, I turn right, come across this slab here, just rolling through around this big rock. You can see quite wet today, so it could be fairly spicy. Stay off the brakes on the wet sections, carry a bit of speed up here, and now we start thinking about the roll. My tires are wet, but the sandstone is quite grippy, so we'll come in, as you see, going as slow as I possibly can, get to the edge, spot my landing, gap, and done. Woo, yeah. So again, I recommend that line really only for advanced riders because it's a mandatory lift and you need further technical ability to control your brakes on the way in compared to the other rolls. Not saying it's the most difficult feature out there, but it's spicy, especially the first time you do it. So there you have it from the rock roll at Mill Creek. If you like this video and you want to see more of them, leave it in the comments which sections you'd like broken down. Give me a like, give me a follow, and stay tuned for more videos. That's a wrap. Hope this footage turned out. Beautiful. This is Gary. I think it's his 4th time down the roll. Coming in, good speed, off the brakes, off the back, easy.